Breaking news, the Pittsburgh Steelers are trading quarterback Kenny Pickett. The Steelers will be getting pick number 98, which is in the third round of this year's draft, and will also be getting two 2025 seventh round picks. The Philadelphia Eagles are getting quarterback Kenny Pickett and a fourth round draft pick, which will be pick number 120. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are basically giving them Kenny Pickett and swapping a third and fourth round pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers officially move off of Kenny Pickett, and now Russell Wilson will be the starter with no QB competition. This trade happening right now is an absolute shocker because all offseason, everything we heard from Mike Tomlin, from Omar Khan, even when Russell Wilson in his press conference today, all you hear is QB competition, having guys battle with Kenny Pickett to see who becomes the starter. It was obviously always going to be Russell Wilson who's going to end up winning the job, but it was always mentioned Kenny Pickett in training camp will at least have a chance to win the starting job. But I guess the Pittsburgh Steelers liked this offer so much, they couldn't turn it down, and now Kenny Pickett is heading his way out of Pittsburgh, but staying in Pennsylvania and being with the Philadelphia Eagles. Before we get more to this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications so you never miss out on breaking news like this and more free agency news upcoming. Let's get back into it. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers used their number 20th overall pick on Kenny Pickett back in the 2022 draft, used a first round pick on him, and his time in Pittsburgh is officially over. He ends his tenure with the Steelers, making 24 starts with a total record of 14-10. His completion percentage was 62.6%, with 446 completions and 713 attempts. He finishes with 4,474 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. This offseason, the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to move off of that because he was inconsistent, and he seems as though he cannot stay healthy, whether that's concussions or his ankle injury in which he suffered last season. And he wasn't even the best quarterback in Pittsburgh last season, so it really makes sense that the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to move off of him at the quarterback spot. Mason Rudolph came in with no reps in practice, basically none in training camp, basically no reps in total, and he outplayed Kenny Pickett and outplayed Mitchell Trubisky. And when you see your third string quarterback outplaying your starter, someone who's supposed to be the face of the franchise moving forward, that's not a great sign. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers went out in the offseason. They were in rumors with Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, even trading for Justin Fields, but then they ultimately decided to sign Russell Wilson to that contract for basically the vet minimum. And that's why they did it, because they knew Kenny Pickett cannot be the franchise guy. His production just was not there. When your touchdown and interception ratio is 1-1 and over 2 seasons you only have 13 touchdowns, that's just not going to get the job done. Also, another reason why they're moving off of him, you hear all the wide receivers, there's always those outbursts on the field, yelling, like George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. Apparently there's been outbursts in the locker room with the wide receivers, not getting enough targets and things like that. And when your top wide receivers are saying that they hope Mason Rudolph returns next season to be the starter in the end of preseason conferences and not Kenny Pickett, that's just not a good sign for your starting job on the team. And now it's officially over and he's heading to Philadelphia Eagles. So, why would the Philadelphia Eagles do this trade? To be honest, I have no clue. Unless they just wanted a backup quarterback. They already have Jalen Hurts. They paid him a ton of money. He's making like top 3 quarterback money, I believe. So I don't know the reason why they would give up a 3rd round pick for Kenny Pickett, even though they're getting a 4th round pick back. It really doesn't make sense. But I guess they're getting a quarterback who could come in and be a backup quarterback, sit behind Justin Fields. Maybe in the future, if he does get a chance to start, if Jalen Hurts gets injured, maybe he proves his worth. Maybe he just needs time to sit on the bench and then he'll grow into the quarterback that he was expected to be with Pittsburgh when he was drafted in the 1st round. Who knows? But the Philadelphia Eagles obviously wanted him. They've been in the mix apparently for Justin Fields as well, trained for him to be the backup quarterback. So I guess they're just in the market for a backup quarterback. But this is really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, it's not good that they spent a 1st round draft pick a few years ago on him and it just did not pan out. but in terms of the value that they got back for him, I would not expect it to be a 3rd round pick. Even though they gave up a 4th round pick, now they have 4 day 2 picks. And me personally, I really like this deal because when you can move up 22 spots in the draft and move up and get a 3rd round pick, now you could use that pick elsewhere in terms of needs or top player available. The Steelers still have many holes on the roster, from cornerback, inside defensive line, still strong safety, inside linebacker, wide receiver, and center, many more offensive linemen as well. So when they have that many holes on the team, and you could trade your backup quarterback and move up 22 spots in the 3rd round of the draft, that's a steal. Even though it didn't work out, even though the Steelers used that 1st round pick, he did not pan out as a franchise guy. Moving on from him right now is the best ideal situation, because in a year from now, and then his contract is over, you're not going to pick up his 5th year option, and then you won't be able to trade him. He's going to be a free agent, sign with a different team, and then you lose him for nothing. So it's good that the Steelers, Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin are seeing this now and saying, hey, he's not going to be our guy. Let's just move on from it and get the best value we could get. We always see it, like for example, Brian Burns, the Carolina Panthers could have moved off of him 2 years ago and got a much higher draft pick, but they moved off from him this offseason and basically got nothing for him. So it's better when you move off of a guy earlier, knowing that you're going to get at least something back, than moving off from a guy late just because you want him to stick around and then end up getting nothing for him. And he's not going to be the guy, so why make him be the backup quarterback? Now the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually going to be in the market for a backup quarterback. And hey, maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and even trade for Justin Fields. Maybe they use that 3rd round pick that they just got and trade for Justin Fields. Who knows? I don't expect it to happen, but now they're going to be in the market for a backup quarterback, whether that's free agency, the draft, or even via a trade. When we look around the league and we see quarterbacks getting traded that were in the draft class pretty early, it's actually been becoming more of a popular thing. For example, yesterday, if you remember, Sam Howell, who was also in Kenny Pickett's draft class, he was also traded. So a team moving on from a quarterback who's very young, only drafted 2 seasons ago, heading into the 3rd year, it seems like it's becoming more popular. Even Justin Fields, he was drafted not too long ago, and now he's in the market to be traded as well. So there's many quarterbacks who are up and coming. When you know they're just not going to be the guy, there's no reason to sit here and waste 5 seasons of your team, waste some people's prime like TJ Watt, Cameron Heyward, knowing that the quarterback that you have is just not going to be the guy, wasting 5 years of a career and then moving off from a guy. Might as well move off from a guy early and then move into a different situation. And that's what the Steelers are doing. I've been calling for this for a while. I've been saying that there's no reason to waste TJ Watt's prime. Go get a quarterback, go stack up this team on the offense, defense, or whatever you need to do, and go use these prime years of TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and these top players wisely. They're not going to have too many more years in which they're the best player in the NFL, defense player of the year type candidates. They're not going to be in the prime forever. So no need to waste a rookie quarterback in his 3rd season. You know he's not going to be the guy. No need to waste people's prime like that. And at least Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, they're listening. They're doing a good job. I believe if this was other management running this, like in the past, we would have stuck with the guy. I actually thought we're going to stick with him. I never really expect this trade to happen, but I'm glad it did. I'm glad the Pittsburgh Steelers are using this wisely and upgrading this team at a high level. It seems like every move Omar Khan makes ends up being a good one. So we just have to trust the process and trust that he knows how to build this team to the best of his ability. He's only in his 2nd year as the general manager, and he's already doing a great job. And to be able to get a 3rd round pick for Kenny Pickett, who would have expected that? I would have expected maybe a 5th, 6th round pick like Sam Howell got moved for, but to get a 3rd and move up into the 3rd round from the 4th round and up 22 spots, that's really great value. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers could use that at a better position of need. With that being said, that's the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this trade of Kenny Pickett. Was this expected? Did you think he was going to get traded? Did you not think he was going to get traded? Did you think there's going to be QB competition like Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, everyone was saying this offseason? Or do you believe that was just all smoke and mirrors. Also, what do you think this does for Russell Wilson's confidence with this team and just the mojo of the team in general, with George Pickens kind of always calling out the quarterback offense, and even when Deontay Johnson was here, calling out the offense? Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers will be better because of this? Did you want Kenny Pickett to start over Russell Wilson, or did you want Russ to start over Kenny Pickett? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this topic just in general. One last thing I'm going to throw in at the end of this video. Kenny Pickett, he grew up a Philadelphia Eagles fan. He's in many pictures as a kid posted in a Philadelphia Eagles jersey, and now he gets to play with a team he grew up rooting for. Even though he played at Pitt, he's still an Eagles fan. And also, like I said at the beginning of this video, make sure you turn on notifications and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on breaking news like this and covering everything Pittsburgh Steelers, free agents, trades, when the draft comes up, everything. This is a spot for every Steelers news. So, until the next video, hopefully very soon when the next move is made, I'll see you guys all later. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.